Hey everybody. So I know it's been a hot minute, but I'm back and I want to talk a little bit about where I've been and things that I've been dealing with. So first off, I lost my job. I'm currently in between jobs and I'm trying to find something that I can really dig my roots into and make a career out of. Um, I feel like I'm creative enough and I'm artsy enough to like have a job tailored to that kind of thing. Um, so I'm definitely focused a lot on that at the moment, but I have some downtime. So I'm able to talk to you guys a little bit about where I've been and what I've been up to. So if you didn't know, it's been officially 1 year since my bottom surgery. So I want to talk about how things have changed for me. The thing about it is I could have been updating month to month, but the thing about surgery and the way your body recovers and heals is it's kind of a roller coaster. So it's not necessarily like an upward climb all the time. Sometimes you get up that hill and then it's like back down. Complications pop up, things pop up that cause frustration and um, definitely emotionally toll you. And, it's a struggle. It's not better, better, better. It's like better, worse, better, worse. And after a while, your body kind of regulates and you start to see the final outcome, which I've recently seen um, kind of where my body is plateauing at. So, um, yeah, I'm officially 1 year post-op. I had bottom surgery March 8th with Heidi Wittenberg out in California, and she was wonderful. The surgery went great. The recovery went pretty well. It's very stressful, very, 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 very stressful. Um, very tedious. I'll say that. It requires a lot of ice, a lot of medication, just things that I didn't really take into account before thinking about getting surgery. I guess I just thought, well, you get the surgery and then you dilate, and you're good to go. But there's a lot more to it than that. And So, before we get into this topic fully, I want to talk about today's sponsor, which is me. So, I recently got back into art and started doing um, digital art, digital drawings, and I've started an Etsy account. And I will post the link below for anybody who's interested. The artwork on there is fairly inexpensive. It's all signed and dated by me. And, if you just want a little piece of memorabilia from my channel or something cute, and artsy that I've made personally, feel free to check out my store. So, mostly right now, I named the store Fictional Fixations, which is kind of what my brain does whenever I play video games or watch a TV show. I tend to latch on to a character that I feel like I identify with at that moment. And so I want my store to be about, um, you know, maybe characters that you've related to in anime or video games or cartoons or something that you grew up with and identified with. And, you know, I can portray that through my artwork for you guys. And personally, I'm very spontaneous, so I tend to do a lot of different artwork for myself. But I do take personal requests. There is a messaging system on Etsy that you can message my account, and I will do personal orders for people. They'll probably be a little more expensive than the public art that's up right now, because those are like $10 each. That's just general stuff that I've enjoyed drawing. So, if that's your fancy, you can always, snag one of those. There's plenty for everybody, so feel free to just pick and choose as you will. But I will be doing personal art, so if you want to do a personal request, I will be trying to fill that. So, anyway, back to the topic of the video. Oh, well, let me say this real quick. Since I'm not currently working, that is my means of growing and supporting myself as an artist and as a YouTube channel. It kind of benefits both. It pays my bills. It also gives me the freedom to make videos like this for you guys and continue this path, which I do enjoy doing. It's just I don't really have time and effort to constantly be putting out like I used to. I do need to kind of make money at some point. Uh, Anywho, so today's video is the 1 year post-op. The first thing is probably the most crucial, most well-known is dilation. I do have all of the dilators. Um, they start from, you know, small to very large. And I have gone from like, I think 1 to 5. There's six total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's six total. I've gone from 1 to 5 in one sitting. The sixth one is big, very big. And I personally haven't been able to work my way up to that yet. I think that that's just you really have to push for it, and my body is like, give me a break, just a minute, kind of thing. Um, but it's doable. It is doable. It is achievable. It's very painful at times when you're like really trying to stretch, but the thing about it is that I've noticed it makes um, any kind of play around that, intercourse, masturbation, all that stuff. It makes it way easier, way more achievable, and it takes a lot of stress off knowing that you've finished your dilation sessions and whatever. At this point, I'm only up to like I do it probably twice, 3 times a week, once every 2 to 3 days, and that seems to be perfectly fine with my body. It's not underdoing it, it's not overdoing it. I can still achieve the maximum depth, and yeah, I don't really have any struggles with that. Let's talk about, I like to call this success. You get it, success, okay. Anywho, um, I call it success because I have been able to have normal intercourse after a dilation session, of course. Like I'm dilated, my partner comes home and he is able to just do what he does, and it's still getting better as time moves on, but it is achievable. So that makes me really happy, and it's kind of a nice little 1 year milestone, like, yeah, made it kind of thing, Let's talk about dysphoria and confidence, because I know a lot of people probably think that surgery is the be all end all for things like dysphoria. For me personally, it has. I will say with full confidence that I tell my boyfriend this in, just like a dumb metaphor kind of way. Like, I imagine walking through Walmart and, like, for some reason, somebody, like, pantses me. I don't have that fear of being, like, just this abomination in public of, oh no, this awful thing happened to me. And they're like, oh, that's a trans person or whatever. Um, I feel like if it were some crazy thing, or if I were to go to the hospital, right? If I were to go to the hospital and somebody were to have to cut my clothes off or whatever it may be, that it wouldn't be what I feel like would be the wrong parts for my body. I do feel like it's alleviated a lot of that daily stress. I don't have any bulge issues. I don't have any tucking issues. I don't have any like just general things that I dealt with like pre-surgery, pre-op. I dealt with them on a regular basis. I used to go swimming a lot, and I would use like the T-tape stuff to tuck, and it was such a stressful thing to like constantly like have to slip away to make sure everything's in place and like pulled up. It was excruciating. It was very mentally draining, very physically draining. It was just too much to deal with, and I no longer deal with any of that. I just put on my clothes in the morning and go about my day. And that goes into my next topic, which is confidence. I definitely hold my head higher. I definitely have less stress day to day because ultimately, like, I feel like my body matches. I feel like I'm complete. I feel like I'm who I'm supposed to be. I don't feel like there's any waiting list of surgeries that I'm like, oh, once I get this, I'll be better. Once I get this, I'll feel better. Like, it's in my mind, the boxes are checked. I'm just relaxed now. I'm content with my life, and I want to better me as an individual rather than better me as a trans woman. Um, and that's it's a good feeling. I will say that. Um, and kind of the last little topic I want to talk about is regret. So it's a very common thing that people regret the surgery, whether they feel like they botched their body, feeling like they will never be able to have what they had before, whether they just miss their penis, because it's a real thing. I will say from personal experience, there are benefits to having a penis. Like masturbation's a little easier. Well, it's a lot easier because it's just there, and it's like, hey, I'm here, I'm ready. Um, things are different now, but I feel normal as, a level of difficulty or a level of different. It's I don't feel like it's anything different than other cis women have to go through to achieve orgasm or just enjoy pleasure with my partner or by myself, things like that. Um, Peeing standing up was a thing, like if you're out in the woods, it was a little easier to just kind of do the thing. There's little nuances of things that you have benefits of, but for me personally, I feel more aligned with my gender, and I feel that my parts are appropriate for that. Do I have regret in having bottom surgery? Zero. Zero. Not at all. There are a lot of people who I feel like do regret that and maybe can't even find what the root of the problem is or why they feel regret. Maybe they didn't fully explore the options beforehand. Maybe they didn't, you know, fully know to what extent they wanted to have surgery. They just thought it was a good fix initially. And that's a struggle. That's something that you can never really plan for. I remember, I don't know, a couple weeks before I flew out to California for my surgery, I broke down. I was hurt. I was confused. I was feeling like I was about to make the biggest mistake of my life. And even after surgery, I was like, this is it's done. It's my entire life has changed from this point on. But I knew all the energy that drove me to that point was, the fighting force daily to tell myself, this is who you are. This is what pushed you to this point. This is what your whole life has led up to. I think about the little like 5-year-old boy crying himself to sleep and praying for God just to like fix me, to wake up the next day and just be able to go to school as a girl, like all the other girls. And I feel like I'm that person that I wanted to be when I was that age. So in that sense, I have zero regrets. I feel like I've pushed myself to better myself in every way possible. And if anybody else is feeling that type of way, just remember, you know, how long you've wanted to do this, how, the person that you always wanted to be. It's there. It's achievable. Definitely do your research, though. Don't go to certain surgeons that may give you worse results and may cause you more stress after, just be really thorough with it. Very um, cautious. Just check everything. That's all I can say. Um, Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to check out my Etsy store. Like I said, it's going to be supporting the channel and supporting me as I further my art career and, just kind of playing around with, I don't know, being independent, I guess, and enjoying that. And it also gives me a lot of free time to focus on you guys because I do miss YouTube a lot. And there's plenty more good topics coming, I promise. But yeah, I just wanted to say thank you guys for watching and hope you have a great day. Bye.